thank you for clicking on this video. This is a Panthoseeyeshadows eyeshadows update, and in my version of it I'm always working on 6 shades at a time. I don't work on blacks and glitters and duplicate shades, and I do have a system where I roll in backup shades. But yeah, let's head into this update. The first eyeshadow that I was focusing on is in my Colourpop Hello Kitty palette. So let's take a look. The shade that I was focusing on in here is this shade La Piña. I think you pronounce it that way. It's the one on the right, in the right corner here. It's a yellow shimmer shade, and I did use it 10 times since the last update for a total of 18. My goal with all of these eyeshadows is either to use them 30 times or hit pan on them, so I did not do either of it, so this is staying in this project. So 18 times on this one. Let's swatch it out. This is staying. Okay, I didn't do a good. It's normally very pigmented. Yeah, that's better. The next shade is in my Sigma Colorosa palette, and if you would have asked me if this was in this project, I could not have told you because I wrote this out so quickly. Let's look at it. The shade that I was working on is this medallion shade, and I did use it 7 more times for a total of 30 now to be able to roll this out. And this was super easy to use. It was very nice beneath my lower lash line. I absolutely loved using it there because it has like a mustardy tone to it, and I really enjoyed using this. But as you can see, I didn't even wear away the Sigma imprint in this. It's insanely pigmented. Yeah, but I did use it 30 times now, so I'm able to roll this one out. Again, let's swatch this. I think you can see how pigmented that is. And it's such a nice and unique brown tone in my collection. I didn't expect that when rolling this one in, but I really enjoy this, and I think this must be one of my favorite browns in my collection, definitely. Then I do have some single shades in here. This is the third shade I was working on. This is Glam Shop Poland Dragon Fruit, and I only used it 3 more times for a total of 17 now. So this is also staying, but I think you're able to see a dip now forming in this one. I do like this color, but it does crease on me, unfortunately. Otherwise I would use it even more often, but the color is very nice and also unique in my collection. And I don't know how well you are able to see, but it actually does have quite a strong coral base to it, which makes it unique in my collection, with a blue shift to it, which is absolutely stunning. Then we have one of my Tarte Chrome paints in here. This is the shade Unleashed. And I am super happy to be able to say that I'm rolling this one out as well, because I'm so over purples right now. I did use this 7 more times for a total of 30 times. I mostly used this underneath my lower lash line. It's a nice shade. It's a very lovely formula. But yeah, I am happy to finally roll out another purple. Let's swatch this out. Again, this formula is also super nice. I absolutely loved using this. but I just had so many purples in here that I'm happy to roll this out again. Yet another single eyeshadow. This is Terra Moon's Comet, and I did use it twice for a total of 4 times. The issue I do have with this, that this creases on me, so I have not found the right way to use it for me. But again, the shade is super nice. I'm going to swatch it out on this side because I only used it 4 times. So this is obviously staying. And I have to admit, these 3 shades together look amazing together. I didn't even swatch them out next to each other yet. These look very cool together. And last but not least, I was working on one of the shades in here. This is my BH Cosmetics Mimosa palette. And the shade I'm working on is Vibes. Up here you can see a disturbance, I think, in here. I'm sorry, this is very reflective. I did use this 11 more times for a total of 22. So I still need to use it 8 more times. So this is staying as well. And I absolutely love this color and also the quality. This is, even though it's looking, I don't know, crumbly, or I don't know how you say it. It's looking weird in the pan. It doesn't matter. Quality wise, it performs very nicely. So this is saying that, and then it doesn't swatch nice. There you go. This is the last shade that is still in here. This was my color story for last month. I'm also going to insert it with a picture. I was able to roll out 2 shades, and I already thought I would be able to roll out 2. So I did roll in 2 backup shades. That's what I do with this project. I roll in backup shades to be able to already work on them if I roll out these, or if the color fits nicely in the color story. So I'm going to talk about the backup shades now. The first backup shade is in my Alpha Beauty Desert Sunset, I think. Desert Sunset palette, yes. This is basically the newest palette in my collection. And yeah, I have done something I never did in this project. I decided to declutter this palette. I rolled in, wait, let's show you what color I rolled in. I rolled in this shade that was just super repetitive with a lot of shades in my collection. Plus the quality was not nice. It's very dry, and yeah, it's not my favorite or preferred formula. So I decided to not work on this, which I've never done before. I always work on it still 30 times before decluttering it, but I decided not to work on it. I tried out this palette. I depotted 3 shades, as you are able to see, and these 3 were very nice quality shimmer shades. I also thought about keeping this one, I think, but I do just have so many browns in my collection, so it's not worth it in my opinion. And yeah, it kind of hurts destroying a brand new palette, but I definitely am going to reach for these as singles more often than this palette in a whole. So yeah, I am giving this away and get it out of my collection. So the one shade that I had in here to use as a backup shade, I only used twice, I think. Twice or 3 times. And yeah, it's just, yeah, super crumbly, very dry. And I have similar shades that just perform better in my collection. So I am decluttering this, and I'm not going to work on this one within this project. But I also rolled in a second backup shade, and this is my Sleek Grounded palette. Again, this is quite reflective, I'm sorry, but I rolled in this 4th shade in the palette, and I did use it 8 times already. So this is rolling in for the color story this month. And this also surprised me because in the pen it looks brownish, but actually it's a green leaning shade on my eyes, which is super interesting. Because it definitely looks bronze, even swatched out, but I don't know what it is. Or maybe in combination with the green it does look green. I don't know. But a super interesting shade. And also the quality is very nice. So yes, because I decluttered this backup shade, we need to roll in another shade for it to be 6 to work on throughout the next month. So let's go ahead and do that. The first one I'm rolling in that way. I always roll in with the wheel of names, which I'm going to insert now. I always roll in the palette with the wheel of names, and the palette that got chosen was this BH Cosmetics Saint-Tropez palette. And in here I already did work on some shades, no, just one shade, this Cap Camarade, which was very, very nice. Yeah, so we do have 15 shades eligible to roll in, and normally I'm doing this with just papers and choosing papers, but 15 numbers is too much for me right now, so I'm doing it with a random number generator, and I'm doing that on off camera, and I'm gonna be right back and tell you which number got chosen. So the 7th shade got chosen. Let's look in here which shade this is. I'm nervous because in here there are quite some bright colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay, it's this shade right here, Bagatelle, I think. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a bright shimmery magenta. Wow. Yes, that's pigmented. Let's swatch it out. Wow. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Oh my god, this is such a Barbie color story, isn't it? Such a bright and fun and summery color story. I'm so happy. So let's talk about this a little bit. This is my very fun new color story, and again, if you watch my videos, and as I already mentioned within this video, I roll in backup shades for me to be able to work on them already, and I am going to roll in one backup shade for this BH Mimosa in the BH Mimosa palette. It's called Vibes, I think. For the matte shade, the only matte shade I currently do have in here, because I know I'm going to use this 8 more times to be able to roll this out. And yeah, let's roll in a backup shade. And when I always roll in the first shade that I'm rolling in, like I did with this one, with the wheel of names, and the second one I'm rolling in differently. I'm rolling it in out of here. I have all of my eyeshadows written down on paper, or numbers written down on paper corresponding to eyeshadows. So yeah, I'm just going to choose one out of here. And the number 285 got chosen. I'm going to be right back and tell you which shade this corresponds to. And the number corresponded with one of the shades in my Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. Let's look at it. Again, this is quite a reflective palette. In here I did actually roll in the 4th shade, which is another matte, which I'm honestly happy about. It's another brown, and yeah, I'm rolling this in as my backup shade. I think this is going to work nicely with my shades. And obviously I'm going to swatch it out. This is the shade swatched out. Definitely lighter than the brown matte I had in from Sigma, but I think this will work nicely with this color story. And yeah, so there you go. This is my new color story, and this is my one backup shade for me to already start working on if I want to, or if I roll out this one. Yeah, what do you think of this bright color story? I absolutely love it, I think. Anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what looks I can get out of this store, especially for work. But yeah, I'm very happy with my new color story and the shades I did roll in. I hope you did enjoy this update. Let me know if you're doing this project as well. And yeah, other than that, I hope you are doing fine, and I wish you a very, very nice day. Bye!